My name is Franklin Amudu. I'm a talent manager and also an event curator. I have over 15 to 20 years experience in this business, within this industry and globally.
Okay, at one point in that 15 to 20 years, did you start working with DB Records, DKM Media, the bunch?
Okay, I actually have two stints with the band, in case nobody knows. Let me put it straight. I was the one that did the band's first album launch in this country in 2004, 2005, thereabout, at White House. I worked in conjunction with Bankuli from RB 40, then I was the local resource for that project. It was a very short stint because I had a 9 to 5 job that I was doing then, so I was just supporting from my own end. That was the first stint and that was the first contact I had with the band. Then I started working with the band as manager and the GM of DKM in 2016, and I resigned on January 2019.
Okay, what was the working relationship like during that time?
We had the next perfect relationship. He has his exigencies, and it was something that I could work with. We had a pretty much good relationship.
Okay, so why did you end the relationship, or who ended it, and why did it end?
I resigned. I have the letter somewhere there. I resigned, and I resigned based on the reason that I just wanted to start my own thing. I felt it was something that I needed to do. That was why I resigned. And when I sent him my resignation letter, he accepted it willingly and told me that based on the fact that we need to keep our relationship cordial, that I should just keep it close to me and not make it public, yes.
And then since you resigned, how's it been? How's the journey been?
Yeah, since I resigned, how's the journey been as an entrepreneur, or my relationship with the band?
No, as an entrepreneur.
As an entrepreneur, it's been challenging, but when you've invested so much time in the industry, you have human currency that you could call on when you needed it. It has been not too bad. There's been learning curves, there's been pitfalls, there's been highs, there's been lows. I mean, so far so good. I'm still in it.
Now, the reason why we're having this interview on the 3rd of June 2020, there was a revelation of sorts in the media that something had happened in December 2018 involving someone that you knew and someone you were working with.
Okay.
So can you tell us, we want to go back to that date in December 2018. Now, first and foremost, let's even talk about Seyitan and how you know her, because according to the story that we've heard, is that you invited her to the all-white party.
There's no lie in that
So
statement.
let's tell us about the history before then, how much you know her, how you got to know her.
Basically, I got introduced to Seyitan through a WhatsApp group from a mutual friend called Elizabeth Awodu. We got talking, we had chats a couple of times. She schools in Cotonou. So sometime last year in 2018, we had a show in Cotonou at the Homeboys Lounge. It was a show pioneered by Brilliant Entertainment. It's a Cyprus-based producer. We had a show there. Seyitan called me up. He chatted me and said, I hear you are in my city. I said, yes. He said, where are you? I said, so place. She came to the hotel with a friend and said she wanted to go for the show. I said, no problem, you can tag along. There are so many other people that also called and they tagged along. We went for the show, we came back, they waited till morning and they left. That was my first physical meeting with Seyitan. That was the first time I saw her ever in my life.
Sorry to cut this, but it wasn't the same event that we went to.
In Cotonou?
Yes.
Were you in Cotonou?
I was in Cotonou.
Yes, she was in that event.
Wow. Okay, so you said she waited overnight that night.
Yeah.
Where did she wait?
She waited. We were drinking. We had a hangout. We had conversations about. She came to my room with a friend. There, my band boys were there. Everybody was there till morning, and she left.
Okay, now let's move forward to the issue that happened in 2018 December. Can you tell us from your perspective? Okay.
Okay, basically, she buzzed me up to say she was in Lagos. That what's up? It's December. This that. I said yeah. That I have even on my way to the island for a show. We have an event called All White Party, and the band was built to perform. I said that she would like to come with her friend, and I said no problem. She came with her friend. Then we just sat down together. There was also on that table was a friend of the band, Ajia Mohammed, who also happens to be somebody that I knew through the band over the years. So Ajia was there with one of his friend called Oyinda. We had drinks, normal chats, everything. Because I'm the manager of the band and the band is meant to perform. I had the responsibility of ensuring that it was well, the sound was okay, the whole environment was conducive for him to give out his optimum. So I was going back and forth, ensuring to make him, this is the time you're performing, this is the time you should come down. So I was not fully like just seated somewhere. I was going back and forth to his room because the band was at that event and it was lodged within the venue, which is the Atlantic City. So that was it.
Okay. When the band eventually came to the event, when he was seated, was it possible for him to have made any interaction at all with Seyitan or to have at least seen her?
I wouldn't say it was possible. I wouldn't say no or yes, but the possibility is there because where we were seated were just like two tables around. People were dancing when he was performing. People were recording and everything. So the possibility is there, but it's not something I would my focus on that day. So I couldn't say that yes or no.
Okay, so what happened after the event?
Okay, when Seyitan was seated and everything, she must have had interactions with also the people on that table. She met Oyinda and Oyinda's friend, which is Ajia Mohammed. The band was on that day, it was just not happy with the sitting arrangement and everything. So we had an altercation, like a back and forth. I don't like my sitting position, I don't do this, I don't do that. We walked away. Ikechukwu was present on that day also. Ikechukwu dragged me to one side and told me that, Frank, you need to also be calm. Your artist is angry. Just make sure that it's calm so he can give out his best. Which I heeded to and I ensured that I performed. After the performance, I went back to the table. Ajay had gone, Oyinda had gone, Seyitan had gone. Okay, good. I went to where the band was. I told him I was leaving. I went to where the client was and I told them I was leaving. And I left. By the time I left, I called Seyitan. Where are you? He said, oh, I'm in Ajay's room with Oyinda. Fine. Okay, I'm coming towards Glee Hotel. But I'm going home. I'm coming to drop my key for you because you don't have a place to stay. Because she mentioned it along the line that it was late, that she couldn't go to Egbeda at 2 o'clock or thereabout. That she couldn't go to Egbeda. And I said, no problem. I would drop my key for you, but I'm going home. Which I did. I got to Glee Hotel. I called her. She came downstairs. I was in the car. I gave her my key and I left. On my way home, as I was driving, I was on 3rd Mainland Bridge. I could remember precisely. After Dolphin, just entering 3rd Mainland Bridge, the bank called me. Frank, where are you? I said, I've left. Oh, I'm on 3rd Mainland Bridge. He said, okay, no problem. And I said, I'll see you at the airport. He said, no problem. And I left. I went home. Because I got home late, when I got in, I had to wake my wife up to tell her that I'm going to the airport. I have a flight for 7 a.m. to catch. Can you drop me at the airport? When I have early morning flight like that, she normally drops me at the airport so she can take the car back. Oh, she dropped me at the airport, I'll say about 5 o'clock or after 5. I waited at the airport. Other colleagues came, Chikichizi, the drummer, everybody came around. The band came to the airport, say about 6:30 or thereabout. We went into the airport. Upon entering the airport, the band asked me for cash to give to people at the airport. And I told him that I don't have any cash because the ATM machines at the airport was not working. It just fled up. How can you not have cash? How can you not have cash? Those things happened. We went to Ghana. We boarded the flight, went to Ghana, got to Ghana. Upon getting to Ghana, I just saw that my phone kept ringing, and I looked at it, Seyitan. But we were in the bus, we were in the car to the apartment, so I didn't pick. When I got to the apartment, I put on the Wi-Fi. I got connected to the Wi-Fi, and I saw his message, and I saw a message. Then I called her back. Why are you calling me now? Jesus. The first question she asked me was that, were you aware that the band was coming to my room? I said no. First of all, the band does not even know my room. Secondly, it's not even lodged at Glade Hotel, so I don't know. That was when she made the allegation that the band came to my room, this, that. The band came to my room and forcefully had carnal knowledge of me. The voice notes are there. She sent it via voice notes, so I can even replay the voice note for you to hear. When she said that, I was disturbed. I was like, what's all this? I called Chicky Cheesy. See what I'm hearing. And we spoke. First of all, let people not forget that the band's wife was also on that trip with us to Ghana. And we were all staying in an Airbnb apartment. So I couldn't broach the topic with him because of that fact. So I kept quiet. After speaking with Chicky Cheesy, I called Ajia Mohammed in Lagos. Bro, see what I'm hearing. What is your own take on it? He said, no, frankly, don't bother yourself. That it has been resolved. That in fact, I even gave the girl $100. So I called the Seyitan back and said, Madam, what's all this now? They said they gave you $100, and why are you talking about rape and everything? She got angry. They sent other voice notes. Oh, is it because they actually told me not to tell you because they think I'm your girlfriend? But I'm telling you just so that you know the kind of people you're working with. That really unsettled me. And I looked at it. Okay, good. And Chicky was there. If he comes out tomorrow to say he wasn't there, it's left for him and his conscience. But he was there. We had that conversation, and that was it. Seyitan in that same voice note said, I'm not trying to push any case, or I'm not trying to cloud chase or go to the public or anything. I just want you to know the kind of people you're working with. I said, noted. And that was the end of our conversation. So a couple of days later, we had the show we were supposed to have in Ghana. Then 4 days later, I just told them that, well, I've done what I came to do in Ghana. I need to go, because it was just the beginning of the year. My family were at home. I needed to go and spend time with my family and everything. So I left. I left alone. They were still in Ghana because they had a video shoot with Two-Face to shoot and everything. So I left. I got to Lagos. I sat down. I assessed every other thing, and I told myself that, frankly, maybe this is the time for you to start your own journey yourself. I broached the topic with a couple of people. I reached out to the industry to say, is it the right time, this, that. And they said, why? You know, people are doing this thing even with less experience and less exposure and less contact that you have. You can do it. You are not just... And I said, okay, good. I sent an email to the band saying, I just want to inform the business that I am resigning for reasons best known to... No, I'm resigning to go and pursue my own dreams, and for other reasons that I just feel I cannot put into writing. And they replied me say, oh, if this is the decision you are going to take, no problem. You know what to do. Go, get to the HR, do the resolution, whatever is with you that is company property, you can return it and everything. And I called the HR. There are only 2 things with me, which is the chain and the business ID card. I sent it back to them, and that was it.
Before we move forward to what has recently happened, there are certain questions I want to ask you based on what you just told us. Now, back to Glade Hotel. Yes, in the statement they put out, they said it's not possible for them to have given the key to someone who did the extra key to just anybody. Now, the room you were staying in, who booked the room? Was it you or the branch?
No, it was company. I booked the room on behalf of the company.
On behalf of the
company? Because I was on the job. So I was entitled to a room.
Alright, so that settles that. So you're saying it's possible that if the branch had gone to the reception, I'm not saying he did, but I'm saying it's possible that if the branch had gone to the front desk and asked for an extra key card for a particular room, they would have given it to him.
The possibility is not something I can discuss. First of all, I don't work for the hotel. And I can tell you categorically that I was given just one key. And I gave that key to Seyitan. That's it.
The second question I want to ask is you've told us what Seyitan told you.
Yeah.
But you didn't tell us what you told her. How you responded to her at that point when she sent voice notes.
I was shocked. And I told her. No, I told her what I already mentioned what I said by saying, after speaking with Ajia, I got back to her and said, but you collected $100. Why are you talking about rape? Then she also called back to say, they told me not to tell you, but I'm telling you so that you can know that this thing happened. It is left for you and your God to know. I've left everything to God and I've moved on. And I said, fine. Because basically, if someone calls you and says, I've left everything to God, I'm not bigger than God now. So that was it. I just moved on. I didn't see any reason to push the issue beyond what she had said. And that was it.
Okay, and before you resigned, before you sent the email, before you left Ghana, you had no discussion with the branch about the issue at all?
We did not have the discussion. One, for the reason that the wife was within ears. We stayed in the same apartment. At least we stayed in the same apartment for 2 days, 3 days. Then, this was somebody that was just recovering from the loss of his child. Bringing up such an issue is so insensitive, and it builds me as a manager to distract my artist with such an allegation, especially when the person alleging has said, I am not going to go public, I am not ready to go public, I don't need to go public, I just want to let sleeping dog lie. I didn't see the reason why I should upset the person, take it upon myself to champion such a cause. So that was right.
So this year, early June, we saw reports. First, a particular, I think a talent manager of sorts spoke out. He said some things, and then the day after, Seyitan also corroborated what he had said. Now, I'm sure you'd have seen that.
Yeah, I saw it.
On blogs.
I saw it like everybody else. Yeah. In fact, my attention was called to it by Jimmy and Chikichizi. I didn't even see it on time. I was sleeping. I am always somebody that I work mostly at night in terms of all my creative writings and everything. So I sleep quite early. I'm a work from home dad based on the kind of business I do. And secondly, there was COVID. Everybody was stuck at home. So when Jimmy called my attention to it, I looked at it and said, wow, what's all this? Okay, let me wait to hear the continuity of this. The next day, same day, Seyitan buzzed me with a different number. Like, how can the band say no to rape? You better drop that. This. I'm like, who is this? Is this Seyitan? He said yes. How can the band say that? This? I'm like, first of all, I don't work with the band anymore. Secondly, you told me a version of your truth. I also heard a separate version from somebody that was there. I also heard that there was $100 involved in the whole thing and everything. So I just looked at all of you that probably all of you are just telling me different versions, and it's not on me to pick it up my head. So I've left all of you to your wisdom to handle yourself, and that has been my stance till now.
Okay, but personally, when you saw the stories online and your name was being mentioned, how did you feel?
I felt very bad. First of all, to put my name online just like that, it's very, very traumatic. I've had a very good name in terms of my working integrity in the business. So I was very, very shocked. And the person was saying it with so much authority to say, Franklin is still alive, except they have paid Franklin $200 million. I was like, who is this? First of all, I've never met the guy. I don't even know who he is. So I was very angry. So when Seyitan reached out to me, it was with the same anger that I was replying at that. Are you okay? You put my name online and are you telling me to try and corroborate your story? You told me a version of your story, and I heard a separate version from someone that was also in the hotel. So why are you telling me to corroborate your story? She was very bitter. She sent a lot of nasty messages. I was just like, just let me be. Don't contact me on this issue. Whatever you want to do, whatever truth you believe in, whatever you experience that you want to share, go ahead. But just know that I did not witness anything physically. I was not there. I cannot tell you that I saw the band at the hotel. I cannot tell you I did not see the band at the hotel. I cannot tell you the band came into your room. I cannot. There are so many I cannot in the story because I was not there physically. That's it.
Before this issue, what was your? I know you had ended. You stopped working with the band in 2018, but prior to this issue in June this year, what was your relationship with the band?
You had a good relationship. In fact, if I can remember correctly, the band calls me to say, okay, this is the plan. For example, when they wanted to continue the American tour, they had a couple of snags based on the fact that we cancelled because he lost his son. So there are some promoters that still, there's a guy in New York called Azubike. They called me to say, can I step in and iron out this issue? And I called Azubike, put it on 3 way. We had a conversation, we tried to resolve it, and we resolved it, and the show went on. So we were talking very well. There were inquiries for shows from Dubai. There was inquiry from Nigerian breweries. I would talk to the people. I would forward the messages to the band and say, oh, these people are asking for your availability and this. The media people that call me to say they want to interview the band, I'll send it to him. If he wants, he will tell me, go ahead. If he does not want. So I had a very, very good relationship with the band. Few days to when this whole story broke, the band, I sent the band an artwork from somebody, and just a random person that messaged me and said, I did this artwork based on the band's new song that he wants to drop. And when I saw it, fantastic artwork, I sent it to him, and he called me back like almost midnight. Frank, this is lovely. The charts are on my phone. This is lovely. I like it. Who is this guy? I said, it's a random guy. I can forward the information to you so that you guys can take it up from here. I mounted the information. I sent it to him. Then he mentioned, hope you haven't forgotten that I'm going to be 40 next week. I'm like, welcome to the big 40. What's the plan? Yeah, and he told me based on social distance and everything, he's trying to have a 40 songs by the band and everything. I said, fantastic. He was going to use the JOB. Then I mentioned that the JOB had a good synergy with Jimmy. Why not use the JOB and Jimmy and everything? So we spoke. Then I also told him that, Global Citizen has been trying to recruit a couple of people for this year campaign. Have they reached out to you? He said no. I said, well, they reached out to me to get Tiwa Savage, Yemi Alade, and I can't remember the third person. But I think they've zoned in on Yemi Alade. This is the presentation they sent for Yemi Alade. You can look at it, call your contact, and let them involve you. It's something that I believe that you've always been working with them for so long. So I don't see any reason why they cannot involve you. You know, just like the same advice that I would give him when I was working with him. So we had a very fantastic relationship.
Okay. That's why I have to take you back. You made mention of other version of the story more than twice now. Can you tell us what that other version of the story?
The other version was simple. Ajay Mohammed, he told me straight up that this issue has been resolved. Frankly, you don't need to bother yourself. I gave her $100. Simple now. Yeah, which nobody mentioned. Which Seyitan didn't mention to me when she brought up the issue. So when I told her this, she now told me that this is the reason why they gave me the $100 to go and buy drugs and everything. I said, well, like you can see, I don't know anything about this thing. I was not there. I don't want to be involved.
Okay. After that particular instance on the 3rd and 4th, we saw letters from lawyers flying around on social media.
I saw it also.
Yes, and how did those ones make you feel at first?
Basically, if you look at all the letters flying around, you will never find my name on any of the bandits' letter. None. Till date. None. And I have an issue where people just mention your name without calling you. Nobody is inquiring anything from you. You just wake up one morning and you see your name. I mean, it's very unsettling. Trust me. Do you know how many the amount of calls I've received globally to say what happened? A lot of people just want to hear the gist. A lot of people want me to corroborate, and I kept telling everybody that the honest truth and my only truth is that I was not there. I was not there. I did not physically see anything. So like I always said, as far as I'm concerned, it no happen because I was not there.
So days after, I think on the 16th or 17th thereabouts of June 2020, there were reports that Seyitan had allegedly been arrested by the police. And there were also reports that you had also been arrested.
I was not arrested. Let me put it on the record today. I was not arrested. I was invited and I had gone there. I made my statement. They said I should come the Monday after. I went there again. I didn't see neither Seyitan nor the Debunking team. I went there again on Wednesday. Nobody turned up. So I told them that that was the last time I was going to come.
Because there are even certain reports recently that you are detained by the police.
That was the first invitation was from the IGPRT team from our Shodupo in Ikeja Jerry. Then a week later, I got a message from somebody from the FCID Abuja team, Supo Lazarus or Lazarus Kali. He sent me a message that based on the allegation between Seyitan and Debunking, that it's imperative that I come in to make my statement, which I obliged him. I went to Refuting, SFU. I met him, sat down. I made my statement to the best of my knowledge, what I can cognitively recall. Because this, if you look at this incident, it happened in 2018. A lot of issues have gone. I cannot be recalling everything on that day, but I made my statement. He cross-examined those statements, and he told me that he was going to call me back if there was need for any clarification, which he did. He called me back. I wasn't feeling too good to drive. There was traffic. I had malaria. I had migraine, so I told him that I couldn't make it. Then a couple of days ago, I told him that where can we meet that is convenient for him. We met at Area F in Ikeja Jerry. I went there, I did my statement. He put the call through to the Abuja office, and ACP Uche came online, did the entire interrogation on phone again. I made my statement there with my lawyer present, and he said I can go. That if there is any need for me to come to Abuja, that they will invite me. And I told them that there's no problem. I'm a phone call away. They can call me anytime.
Okay, so the reports by Usobi that you have been detained by police in the FCID unit Ikoyi, that was on the 29th of July. Are you saying that never happened?
Of June.
Of June, sorry.
I was there from say 12 to 7:30, and nobody could reach me. So if anybody had assumed I was detained, there's a possibility of that, because nobody could reach me.
Why couldn't anybody reach you?
Because you can't take your phone into the interrogation place, so nobody could reach me.
So you were interrogated for 7 hours?
Yeah, 7 hours plus.
What exactly were they?
It was just all types of questions. They played 5 voice recorded messages to me. The first one was between Kemi Olunloyo and Debunking. The second one was between Damian and Seyitan's mother. The third one was my conversation, a 3-way conversation between Ajia, myself, and Debunking. And that's the only time. That was the first time I and Debunking ever spoke after this allegation. Ajia put the call through to me. He was asking me that was I there when I said no, I didn't see anything. You know what happened as far as I'm concerned, because what I was not there, I cannot see. Then the band came online, Frank, well, what can we do? And I said, good. If you want me to reach out to this girl, it's a different thing. That's not a problem for me. But it's not as if I go and reach out to the girl and you now throw me under the bus. And he said, no, it will never happen. Frank, you know I cannot throw you on the bus. And I said, okay, no problem. I'll do my utmost best to reach out to the girl. I reached out to the girl. She wasn't responding. I got back to them that she's not responding.
Wow. So at that point, that was the only time we discussed with you.
Yeah, that was the third conversation. The fourth conversation was between Damian and myself when he called me to come out to discredit Seyitan. And I'm like, I can't do that. I'm like, what are you telling me to do? At my age, I should go and discredit somebody that there are already lawyers flying about. They petition the IG. You are telling me to discredit that person. Damian Okorafor is the current the branch manager. I said, I can't do that. And he said, forget about the IG. What are you talking about? We can't. We'll resolve everything. I'll call the band. I said, call the band, do anything. But the truth is that I cannot discredit this girl. Because that would mean me lying. The fifth conversation was between Jimmy and myself. Jimmy called me. Oh, Frank, what's up? Can we talk? I said, fine. It was a video call. And we started talking. The band came on the line. I didn't even know they were in the same place. He came on the line. Franklin, what do you mean by you cannot condone such? I said, what do I mean by I said, first of all, if I make a statement like that, go and check what conversations ensued before that statement happened. Then you can read the whole thing in context. Don't just take a line out of his conversation and that's what you want to fight me with. Like, no, I should go out to it and clarify. I'm like, no, you can't tell me to do that. Now you can't tell me to do that, to just go and clarify a statement that was taken out of context. I cannot condone such could mean 1 million things at the same time. But don't forget that as at the point of that of the all-white party that you got angry and was, I told you that this is not my style, and I've always told you that if you have any issue you can discuss with me, don't just make it public. So I can't condone so it does not mean anything if it's taken out of context.
So you said the first voice notes that you listened to was between the Banj and Kemi.
Yes.
Can you tell us the content, what was discussed in that voice notes?
The conversation wasn't long, but obviously it was a call made by Kemi to the Banj. They spoke in Yoruba. Where he said that Franklin here, no, she started with do you know that there's a guy that tweets for Donald Trump? The guy tweets all the minds of Donald Trump. Donald Trump does not need to say anything. The guy says it, and whatever he's saying is Donald Trump's mind. You know, trying to build the background. And Franklin was the one that set this whole thing up. Franklin was the one that got a lawyer for Seyitan. Franklin was the one that reached out to Sega Link to say, and I'm like, where is all this coming from? I've not spoken to Seyitan physically, on voice or anything. I don't even have a lawyer at that point in time. I just had a friend that had legal knowledge that was escorting me to all the invitations from police. So how could I have been the one to get a lawyer for Seyitan? Franklin is the one that is doing it. You know, she was, and the band was just saying, okay, and they cut the call. They didn't let the call play to the end.
Did you see her? Because before the band's response went viral online, I think the day before, there was a video of Kemi where she called you out. Did you see that? You didn't see it?
We saw it. Yeah, everybody saw it. People sent it to me. But you see, for someone like Kemi lawyer, I would not dignify with a response. When I saw that calling out and everything, I was very disturbed because apart from anything, it was an outright accusation of something that was fabricated. So I called my lawyer friend and told him, see what I'm going through. And he said, no, don't respond to her. Institute the case, write a petition, let them call her to order, which I've done, which I'm doing. I've gone to the police station, I've made my own statement, my lawyer has petitioned them, and they are working on it. And I'm sure in a couple of days from now, the world will know how far I've gone on that, because I take that very, very seriously. When you stand up and you have never put a call to me before to say you want to hear my own side, and you could confidently come and say that I was blackmailing the band. I mean, where was that coming from? That I'm a pimp, I'm this, I arrange girls. I'm like, who is feeding this kind of information to the lady? I kept quiet, and my lawyer said, just go the legal way, don't go out of the law and address it. Then after that, she also tweeted something that said the bank gave my wife millions to do IVF. I feel very hurt that regardless of whatever is happening, I would never bring people's family into disrepute. I would never. So when I saw that, it was a low blow. My wife was very angry. We did our IVF when we had challenges of conception, but thank God we have 2 kids. It was something that I never had a conversation with somebody about. The only reason why the band knew and Damian knew was because of the fact that we were supposed to travel, and I told them that I wasn't able to make, I won't be able to make this trip because my wife had some issues about pregnancy and everything. I confided in them. So to see it on Kemi Olunloyo's page, it just already connects that somebody is feeding this lady some false information to defame me. And that is why I take it upon myself to first address that Kemi issue. The band has not called me out in one statement, tweet, post, petition, or anything. So I do not see any local standing for me to start accusing the band or responding to the band. No, he has not. So Kemi has done that. I'll address Kemi issue legally, and that's it.
What I have about that boy Banjo, suggests that he never raped that woman. I'm looking at these names. I don't see faces. Auntie Seyitan might be a woman, I think is the alleged victim. And Benjamin Esse, is it Esse Benjamin? I don't know whether it's a man or a woman, but these 2 people, okay, have concocted some kind of elaborate scheme, to finish the badge. They really set him up. That's all it is.
Okay. Now it seems as if you've been dragged into this issue a lot now, and you're like the man in the middle of everything. If you go left, if you go right, it seems that that's the way everybody will follow. How does this make you feel?
It's very unsettling. Do you know I've gone to police station much more than the accused and the accuser? How does that make you feel? There's no formal petition against me. Nobody has petitioned me to say I'm complicit for this. Nobody. Everything is just flying on social media because it's paid for. It's sponsored. These are proxies trying to push an agenda. And I won't listen to proxy. I'll just go and work within the ambit of the law and address those issues. The only thing I'm just going to say is that I would continue keeping mute because I would not want to stray out of my legal advice not to go and make an error of being emotionally charged and say things. But the only thing I can say to everybody, that the truth that I know, I've written it down in my statement. If anybody wants to find out, they are free to call the police and make inquiries because there are so many pseudo-investigative journalists everywhere on social media these days. They can call the police. And if you put the call through to me, like when you did, I told you that I don't talk to journalists. It's not my thing. I've spent 20 years in this business. I cannot be quoted anywhere. I'd rather just let my work do the talking. I am not somebody that would want to be dragged back and forth, and that's it. I'll just keep calm. It's unsettling, it's disturbing. It's affecting me emotionally, psychologically. My family is disturbed. Just imagine your wife saying such a thing about her. You know how she'll feel. So if I tell you that, no, I'm okay. No, I'm not. I've been harassed. I've had calls. I've had threats. People have gone to my page to say a lot of things, snitch, that. It's unsettling. But I'm just trying to keep calm because I have a cluster of people that I get advice from that tell me that no, don't rush and make a mistake. If you did not physically witness this thing, you cannot attest to something you did not see. And that is my stand. And that's my position. And that's why I've kept quiet. That's it.
Okay, one final question. You said when Seyitan called you in 2018 to tell you that the band had first carnal knowledge of her, you said you were shocked. Were you shocked because it was Seyitan, or you were shocked that she was saying the band had done something like that?
How would I put it? This is somebody I've worked with for 3 years. Something like that has never come up. At all. I've traveled with the band almost everywhere in the world. Something like that has never come up. So if it comes up for the first time, I will be shocked. Regardless of who was involved, I will be shocked.
Sorry about this whole...
It's not easy. It's sad, but I mean, it's really sad. I would not, in my wildest imagination, I would never have believed I would be in this kind of situation. Never. So for something you don't believe.
Almost 2 years after you stopped working with...
I left like 18 months ago now.
January 2019.
January 2019. It's just very funny, but I just hope that at the end of the day, the world knows the truth, the world sees the truth, and the truth comes out and everybody's fine. I wish both of them the best. I just don't want to be dragged into it.
We sure hope you enjoyed this video. For more entertaining video content such as behind the scenes of music videos and movies, music concerts, premieres, interviews, and exclusive gists, subscribe now to our YouTube channel Goldmyne TV and be unleashed into a world of super excitement.